Let's see. There we go. Hey folks. How are you all today? I am wore out. But we're making progress. I wasn't sure how I was going to do stands for the tanks, for the fish room, and then be temporary and easy to move and cheap and all that kind of stuff. And I was just looking around, looking at different YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I prefer the all wooden stands. And my plan was, if I can pull this up here without blinding you all, attach it into the floor joist above head and for more support. But as y'all know, if you've watched the last fish room update, my plans got changed a little bit, and I was debating on whether to just go ahead and build small wooden frame racks to put them on. And I saw some of the concrete block racks that people were making. I'm not a big fan of this, but it is more than likely temporary, and I had the blocks laying around, and I don't have a truck to go get lumber, and it doesn't exactly fit in my car the way that I would like. So I was able to work out a deal or whatever to help somebody with something in order to get 3 2x4s thrown in their vehicle. So I had the block, threw it down there, went up with 3 2x4s, put on top, and I'm not a big fan of the 20 long on the bottom, no room to work. I've seen some people on here use the wire shelves. I had some plastic shelves I was going to use it. The 20 longs and 20 highs fit perfect on it. But then I looked at them and noticed that the weight capacity was 50 pounds. And as you know, 20 gallons of water is just a little over 50 pounds. So I thought that might be a little disastrous. And I've used the metal wire shelves before. I don't remember who it was that I saw using them on YouTube. There's a few of you, I believe, that do. I've used them before for just like regular storage, and I used them when I had my pet store. We used them for like the small animals and reptiles and stuff like that. We didn't use them for the fish. We had wooden racks for that, and that's part of the reason I guess I'm biased towards the wooden racks. And I debated on going ahead and building some small ones, or maybe take the 2x4s that I have here and build as if I was building a wooden rack. Frame up what the shelf would look like if it was a wooden rack. But I just went for just laying them down and putting the tanks on top. I put pool filter sand in that one as a substrate. Started to in that one, and I realized I didn't have enough, and that got me thinking maybe I should do different substrates in the tanks to show different types of substrates that you can use. Maybe pea pebbles in one, pool filter sand in the other one, and crushed lava rock in another one, maybe dirt one. The problem with doing this setup here, I could go taller, but then with the 8-foot boards, I couldn't fit all 3 tanks up there, and I really wanted to fit more than that, and I didn't have more boards and more blocks to go taller to put another rack up there, another shelf. And then when you do, there's the window there that you got to deal with. And I found out as I was filling them with water, the floor isn't exactly level. The floor slopes towards the drain, which makes sense, but I hadn't thought about it. And if I had have built wood racks, I would have compensated for that in leveling my shelves on my racks as I built them. But this will do for now. On these smaller tanks, the amount of unevenness in the floor, not unevenness, unlevelness in the floor shouldn't affect anything. It puts a little more pressure on like the front glass, but it's not enough to make a difference. And instead of running electric over to this side of the room, hardwired in, more than likely I'm going to run an extension cord over from the side that has electric over this side and tap into that way. At least for now. I may hardwire electric in, but with us selling the house, I don't see the point in making a whole lot of fish room improvements down here that aren't temporary. I've got some filters ordered for these. Got an air pump ordered for down here after I ordered it, and it shipped and it's on its way, and I started looking up on it. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I've never used a central air system before. I've always used individual filters or air pumps for every tank I've had, and didn't ever think about using a central air system in any of my previous fish rooms or in my pet store. It was all just hang on the back filters or a canister filter or sump or individual air pump, or I might use an air pump for 2 tanks, but never for the whole rack or the whole room. So it's something new for me. But I've got 3 of these tanks are the ones I got from Petco. The ones up on the top up there, I painted the backs black because that's what I had, and black looks alright. I might start doing some in blue or gray or something like that, because black fish don't really show up on black backgrounds that well, and I didn't think about that till I threw some black mollies in my tank upstairs in my closet. But there's a start. I am itching to go get more fish just to throw in here, but I got to keep telling myself without filters and letting them cycle and all that, I got to wait. I have a filter upstairs plus some media thrown in. My other filters to help seat them, but you know how it is. I'm just over anxious. So if you've got ideas for my fish room, tips on how to help me out, what I should do, what you've done that was a mistake that you would have done different, let me know. And just keep in mind that this is a temporary setup, that I could have to break it down as early as 30 days to move it. And we've been looking at some other places, and there's some places, one place in particular was great as was going through looking at the rooms and stuff like that. The house needs updating, and to me that was a plus, because the basement was a large basement that really we didn't know what we were going to do with it. My wife didn't know what she was going to do with it, and I said, don't worry about it, leave it to me. I'll take care of the basement. One large section of it we would use for like a media room, a den type thing, put the TV down there to hang out, and place to just chill out with some drinks and stuff like that. But then it had some bedrooms, and my wife thought they were weird bedrooms because one of them had a whole wall of shelves, and another one, had weird flooring and all this kind of stuff. I said, no problem. Fish room number 1 and fish room number 2. It's already got water run through the walls, drain down there, insulated, heated, cooled, all that good stuff. I was like, fish room number 1, fish room number 2. There's a walkout door right beside of it with a big garage door down there for a garage that she didn't know what we would do with. I was like, maybe fish room number 3. But yeah, if we get that house, that'll be fun to do. Some others that we've been looking at would have like a fish house or a fish shed or something like that. Would take insulating and putting heat in them and running water to them and stuff like that. But that would be cool too. But for now, we're down here in this basement doing a temporary thing. Like I said, this is what I've got so far, getting it set up. Temporarily got stuff ordered. But yeah, if you got tips or ideas or something, or even for types of fish that I should keep. I've kept tons of different species, and you know, when I ran the pet store, I had, I don't know how many different varieties coming through. Some of them I kept for, you know, hours only and didn't have a whole lot of experience with them, and others ended up going home with me and staying for a few years. That's something I do miss about owning the pet store is, one, getting livestock and merchandise at wholesale, getting able to try stuff that I've never tried before on the cheap, and getting first picks of stuff. So maybe one day when I retire, I'll be able to try that life again. But I really need to make that video of talking about my past, that you all can get a little insight to, you know, my life when I had the pet store and why I got out of it. And, you know, long story short, have to make the family happy and feeling secure and stuff. And, you know, having your own business, you might have a good month, you might have a low month, and that's not for everybody. Some people get a little scared when, you know, you have a downturn on a month, not thinking that, you know, next month might be a great month and make $50,000 profit next month. But that's another topic for another video. But I just wanted to show y'all where we are now. So my racks on the temporary one, at least this particular one, won't be as tall, won't go up because of the window and the supplies I have at the time. But I got the whole basement to expand to. And the good thing about this setup here is if I change my mind, all I gotta do is drain the tanks, set them off, take it apart, move it around, put it back together, and next time you see, next time I make a video of it, give you an update. I may have changed my mind completely, but there it is for now. Like I said, give me your suggestions, your tips, ideas of fish that you want me to keep. I'm really itching for some convict cichlids right now, and they may show up tomorrow. Yeah, I may have to run out and grab me some tomorrow. I don't know. I would right now, but by the time I got to my by the time I got to my closest fish store, they would be closed. So that's kind of my weakness right now. Is I've always liked convicts. I don't know why, but I haven't had any in a while. So I'll be getting some of those pretty soon, probably. And if you got tips for my YouTube channel also, I'm working on that. Like I said, I'm just rebooted it. I'd gotten rid of all of my YouTube equipment before this, and so I don't even have a computer to get on to edit my stuff, or a camera, or lighting, or anything like that. Been doing it all mobile and trying to get as creative as I can with that. But if you got tips on YouTube, tips for my fish room, tips for fish, or anything, shoot me a message down in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications little bell thingy. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and I guess we'll see you next time.